Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Twitch? Come on in. Facebook, everyone, come on in. Papa Swole's ready to go. We ready to go. Let's do it. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, Papa Swolio's ready. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Can you feel it? Can you feel the bacon? Can you feel it? You know it's coming. You know it's coming. It's a late night Swole, fam. You know it's coming. I know. You know. You know we're coming. You know. You know we're about to get absolutely yoked. Here we go. 3, a 2, a 1. Oh, 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 oh.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, test, test, test. Testing, test, test, test. Testicles, testing, testicles, test, 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 testing, testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 769. I said 69 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps, and the nips are out again. Again, I'm taking off my shirt. People have been complaining about the titties not being available, and now they are. Now they are. So testing, testicles, testing, testicles. Welcome for a late night Swole on a Thursday, getting yoked like it ain't no joke from our head to our feet, because today Papa Swolio is going balls deep. And we got a special guest, well, 2 special guests, Everest and K2 flexing on you. Oh. Yeah, well, much better video because I had shitty fucking hotel Wi-Fi. And anyone that does any kind of traveling, sometimes hotels actually have upgradable Wi-Fi. You can get like the business edition, not just check your email and go on Instagram and check your Facebook. You paid $5 and you actually get decent internet. So I didn't have that. But that's never stopped me before. I mean, even if I just have to throw on a podcast and just go on Facebook, just go on one, I will. But I tried the multi-stream. It would have worked if I had decent Wi-Fi, but obviously that wasn't the case. However, we all got the podcast, so I'm sure a lot of you actually got to check out the actual podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. So bottom line, you're going to get the audio gain. So if the video is ever choppy or you miss it on Instagram or something, just go check it out there. It's every day, no matter what. Like, you're going to get your Swole one way or another. So any kind of like nitpicking and complaints, chill the fuck out, fam. Get off Papa Swolio's case. Get off my back, yo. Get off my back. I'm helping you make gains. I mean, I beg of you. Help me help you make gains. Help me help you. Help me help you make some sick fucking gains tonight. So if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, say what's up. What's going on at Moramel? Atlanta King. I got the bacon sizzling for you though. 11:20 p.m. 360 on Instagram. I like it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, fam. I do have a Sandra. Sandra is here. I do have a little special something. Here, hold on a second. Now, as most of you know, I've been traveling for the last couple days, which was great. And I did have something very special, so I've been around. Papa Swolio gets around now and again. And now I'm back. I'm back in the office, thank the Lord. And, it's nice to be back. It's nice to have my stuff, my equipment, my way, my thing. And I'm always upgrading my traveling game, but that's little by little. And what's interesting, and I want to actually relate something before I make this other announcement. And Hillary and Sandra, you're here, so stay tuned. Hillary and Sandra, I got something for you in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. But just a little bit of relatability from me to you. Some of you have issues when you travel, or like you're not in your routine. You have your schedule when you're at home, when you're going to work. You have your food, you have your thing, and I get that. Trust me, I'm a creature of habit, just like anyone else. So when you get in your routine, you have the things you need, when you need it, where you need it. Everything works out, right? You know what to expect. You know where the gym is, what the hours are open, what food you're going to have, this, that, and the other. However, there are times when you are not going to have what you need, or you're not going to be in an ideal situation that you normally are in. And that's exactly what I was, I guess, quote unquote, dealing with for the last 2 or 3 days, out of my element. In a good way. It's good to change your environment, but I didn't have, of course, my internet. I didn't have all my stuff. I brought as much as I could with me. But something to keep in mind is adaptability and learning when you have these issues. And I say issues because it's not really an issue. It's just life. It's just a different situation. But what I mean is every time I travel, and I don't do a ton of traveling anymore, but I am starting to do. And, you know, we're going to start to do, fam, those of you that are out there, stay tuned, because I'm going to start, when I do make these traveling trips, we're going to start doing some meetups. So if any of you are interested in, you know, getting together, because I'll be, you know, doing some hosting, some little mini events around when I'm traveling. So I'll make those announcements when I do, and then we can meet up, take some pictures, and shoot the shit a little bit, and we can get in touch. But every time I travel, every time you travel, every time you're out of your element, learn what you need. Learn what you're missing. So every time I take a trip, it's kind of like at a different point in my career in what I'm doing with broadcasting. So every time I step it up a notch and I travel, I'm like, shit, it would be better if I had this piece of equipment, or it would be better if I had, you know, or if I did it this way, or next time I should look out for this so I could set up, you know, oh, I should have brought my light when I didn't have my light because there was backlighting, or, oh, I should have, or maybe in the future I need one of those internet routers from AT&T or something that I can stream, you know, better, regardless of if I have hotel Wi-Fi, you know, little things, or a different camera, or a different microphone, you learn. And the same way that I might have that situation, you can have that with your fitness. Oh, if this gym would have been great, this little hole in the wall gym that had nothing, it would have been great if I brought my bands, or if I had, you know, if I just brought my 10-pound, maybe I bring my 10-pound dumbbells in the car, 5-pound, it doesn't matter. But just think about those kind of things as you adjust. So then, you know, in the future, if I have this piece of equipment, it will eliminate these issues should they arise. Or if I had this, you know, whatever, this piece of, like I said, fitness equipment, or if I had, for example, this piece of recording equipment, it's always upgrading. You know, I'm always stepping up my game, but you can step up your life game too. And maybe you bring a microwave in your car if your hotel doesn't have a microwave. I bring like a hot water boiler, right? I bring a Brita water filter because instead of buying plastic bottles of water, or getting jugs of water, or dealing with just tap water from the sink, I bring like a big Brita water filter. You put it on the counter, you fill it up with ice, and then it filters and it tastes great. It's filtered water. I bring one of those automatic water boilers, so I don't have to use like the plastic things from the automatic ones in the hotel room because I use my French press. So I bring these things with me. And it's the same way with your fitness, just like my recording equipment, just like the food. And then you can do this with your training and with your food as well. So it's just learning. You learn what you need. Oh, shoot, I should have one of these for next time. So you get that for next time. You know, you make a list, or you make a, you know, make a note of it. So I have a little message from Hillary Malling. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope. To Sandra. So Hillary is watching on YouTube, and I see Sandra's name pop up on Facebook. So I want everyone in the Swolenormous community, from Hillary and myself to Sandra, to wish her a very happy birthday. So happy birthday, Sandra. So everyone on Facebook, because Sandra's watching on Facebook, say happy birthday, Sandra. Happy birthday to you. You need to make gains. Blah blah blah. Whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna make up a song. I'm done. I'm burnt out. That's it. So Hillary was saying that because she's doing keto, that she couldn't do like a keto cake or something like that. You were going to bring her a coffee, a bulletproof coffee. But Hillary says happy birthday. And I do as well. 40. All right. Sandra's yoked for 40th birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday, Sandra. Happy birthday from YouTube to Facebook to Sandra. I love it. I love it. And just so everyone's watching, I'm trying to get like a multi-chat thing on the live stream so everyone can see everyone's chat. I've been trying to do it. It's not showing up properly. So I'm going to figure that out so that way no one has to like wonder what everyone else is saying. I'm trying to get it very embedded so you all can see what each other are saying. So I'm just working on that. So coming soon. Let's see. Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down here too. So everyone's saying happy birthday. We'll make her an avocado cake. Is that possible? Do we do avocado cakes? That sounds really either really good or really disgusting, Mike. Avocado's delicious. I'm not so sure about an avocado cake, though. I feel like the consistency would get old after like 10 bites. Yeah, happy birthday, the Big 4-0, the Big 4 Zip. Make her a bulletproof ice cream. Ooh, love you all. This guy. Oh, why? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sandra. I love it. Oh, avocado ice cream. I think the ice cream thing stopped. First off, I think we have to really put a stop to all these ridiculous ice cream flavors. I think it's out of control. I think, was it Cold Stone and Ben and Jerry's really got to fucking pump the brakes with all these weird flavors. I think it stopped at pistachio. Once they made pistachio ice cream, I think it's like done. After pistachio, it's like no, we're not making any more ice cream. That's fucking it. When you start making ice creams after like obscure nuts, and it's not almond ice cream, it's not walnut ice cream. I'm sure they have it. You put walnut on top. Take pistachios and put them on top of ice cream. Don't make the ice cream actually pistachio. It's kind of weird. You're welcome, Hillary. Well, thank you. It was very sweet of you to ask for or to request it. So, yeah. So Sandra, Hillary says hi, and Hillary, Sandra says thank you and hi. Let's not do avocado anything. I love avocado, Holly. Don't knock it. Let's not. All right, we did this the other day. We got on this like whole avocado battle, right? We got on this battle royale. Like the consistency is gross. It's so gross. And I'm here to tell you the avocados are amazing. So if you can handle it, enjoy your avocado. Here in Australia, they did a VB beer flavor. What's that? What's VB? A VB beer flavor gelato. Oh, is VB like a type of beer? Oh, wasn't that bad. Keto lemon cake. Isn't that ironic when you have a keto lemon cake where like the actual thing it's supposed to taste like is sugar? Ironically, it's called a keto lemon cake. Keep the flavors normal. I know, right? Walnut. I'm sure they have. I would say like, oh my God, walnut ice cream is gross. I'm sure they have walnut ice cream. I just finished a 24-hour fast. I will eat anything. Be careful, Chris. You know what's interesting about fasting, intermittent fasting, and actually full fasting? It's very, it's risky for a lot of people because you don't eat for 8, 12, 24, 48 hours. It's very easy to over intake your calories because you're so hungry. You just go off the deep end and pound. So just be careful with your total caloric intake after that kind of a fast. But that's beast, man. 24 hours. I've been hangry as fuck. So yeah, we're doing a little trip around the coast and had a lot of, literally, I feel like, I don't know if I feel tiny. I don't feel pumped. I had a lot of fat and protein. I had a lot of seafood. I didn't do a ton of carbs. A couple margaritas, guilty. But you know what? I'm actually impressed this trip. I didn't get banged up, which is really impressive because most of you that know me or those of you that are Swolenormous X members, you see what I eat, when I'm posting, or the Daily Swole Club, the little things I'm posting. I'm very consistent. I'm extremely, extremely consistent with my food intake. So anytime there's a change or something off the norm, there's always a risk. Just because my body's not used to it. So I'm always, unsure how I'm going to react. And I made it through pretty good. Michelle, I do a 16-8. So you do 16 hours not eating, an 8-hour window. My first one. Nice. All right. Well, how'd you like it, Chris? I mean, it was good. You didn't eat for 24 hours. Daniel King just lost 28 pounds, ready to start sculpting. Oh, help enjoying your straight to the point inspiration. Well, thanks, bro. Yeah, losing 28 pounds, you're ready to start sculpting. You were ready before you lost 28 pounds. I mean, sculpting is just building muscle. Sculpting, toning, shaping, any of those words just mean the same thing. Toning, it just means build muscle and lose fat. When you say sculpting, it means you want to build muscle because you can't have sculpt. You can't have sculpt. Like what does sculpt mean, right? When you sculpt something, you have shape. You're shaping it. You're getting rid of the fat. But if you don't build muscle, you're not going to have anything that's left behind. You're going to have bones, and you're going to look like you're in a concentration camp. You're going to be skin and bones. This isn't the the emaciated diet. This is actually, you want to have some healthy tissue below. So you got to build some muscle, bro. So it's time for you to lift some weights, Daniel. But I also highly recommend yoga. I'm a turtle. If I DM you, can you help me make a workout plan? Well, I have all my workout plans in my Swolenormous X platform. So if you're interested, I'm a turtle on Instagram, and just click the link in my Instagram bio or check out swolenormousx.com. And feel free to hit me up, bro. You can DM me, no problem. All my programs are there as well, or on that site if you just want to jump to it. But you're free to DM me. Anyone's free to message me. I try to get to them as quickly as possible. And the only downside is that I get tons of messages every day, and I just get to them. So if you don't hear from me from a day or two, it's just I'm just cycling through. If you'd want to accept that I have something to say about, I don't know what you're talking about on IG. All right, so today's episode 769. We're really cranking through. We're really cranking through the 700s. Today's episode is called Okay, let me start over because I can't speak. Today's episode 769 is titled Athletic versus Aesthetic. Aesthetic. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to loosely define both of those things, and then we can have this discussion. So when we have this conversation, when I break, kind of get into the topic, a lot of your questions are going to be applicable because it's similar to what I've talked about a lot in terms of what your goal is and what you're trying to accomplish. So essentially this episode is just a different angle on what do you want to accomplish. And those of you that are asking me about programming, this is the episode for you. So if you're still here, don't go anywhere because this is where we're going to do a lot of Q&A tonight. I'm fine with that. Today is going to be like every other episode. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. So if you're interested in your programming, you want to tweak your stuff, let's get the foundation on point first. Athletic versus aesthetic. Athletics is performance-based, and aesthetic is how you look, essentially, right? So if you're sculpting, you want bigger arms because you want bigger arms. You want bigger legs or a bigger butt or a flatter stomach. That's vanity. That's aesthetics. That's how you look. It's proportion, and that's very subjective, right? How you look and what you want out of your physique and what you want out of your physical appearance, that's very subjective. What you think looks good is irrelevant to how someone else thinks something looks good. So some people like really big legs. Some people like that, gym bro look where they're more muscular or lean up top and they don't really train their legs too much because they like to wear skinny jeans. That's up to them. So it's very subjective in how that, plays out with aesthetics. Athletic performance is something that's a little bit more unique because athletic performance is usually very quantitative. You can measure athletic performance. First off, you have an activity, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, this, that, and the other, you can measure the quality of that person's game or skills, right? Their mental game, their emotional stature, but also how many points they score or how quick they are. You can measure their sprinting times or how high they jump. That's why with athletics, in order to measure one player against the other, you have the 40-yard dash. You have, the 100-yard or whatever they do. You have, or the 100-meter if they do that in the combine or football. Or you'll have a vertical jump test. You have a bench press, a squat. You'll have all these different things, right? To measure prospective athletes, because if they've never played in the NFL or NBA, you have to have some way to measure them. But a lot of these tests, athletic tests, are performance-based. Are you getting faster, jumping higher? And what I want to first put out there, before I start answering some questions and taking some questions and opening this discussion up a little bit more, is that a lot of you, when you watch Instagram or YouTube, you see a lot of things that are designed to catch your attention, right? You see these guys doing these, I'm just going to put it out there and just say these fucked up, retarded exercises. Whether they're taking a bar and it's wrapped around bands and they're pulling it in different directions. You might watch it and be like, oh, wow, I want to be like that. I look at it and I say, what the fuck is that guy doing? What the fuck is he doing? I could do that too, but I wouldn't bother wasting my time. You might see someone pushing a sled or pulling a rope or doing all this stuff or whipping a rope. It's like, oh, wow, is that really good? That's really gets you in great shape. Yes and no. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish with your training? Whipping a rope will get you better at literally whipping a rope. Pushing a sled will get you better at pushing a sled. Pulling a bar that's wrapped around bands will get you better at pulling a bar wrapped around bands. Now, that being said, can it translate to other movements? Of course. Can it translate to sprinting? Sure. Can it translate to jumping potentially? Sure, in different ways. However, you have these people that look good. They might have abs. They might have a physique that you aspire to have, and you see them doing all these crazy exercises. Now, I want you to pay attention very closely. I'm not hating on anyone. I like laughing and making fun of some of this stuff because a lot of this is just like, 360 degrees south. It's for attention. which is understandable. I do stuff for attention too, because everyone on social media that's running, the gamut of things, like, you're battling for attention. Everyone's got one phone and you're trying to get your video seen on that phone. So if you catch someone's attention, oh, that's really cool. And you share, you tag a friend, it gets more viral, right? And you get more attention, more followers, more blah, blah, blah. And, it grows your brand or whatever it is. So I don't disrespect that. That's fine. The thing is, a lot of these exercises are just done literally for attention, but there's no context. It's a crazy fucking circus trick for the sake of a crazy fucking circus trick. It's a crazy circus trick for the sake of a circus trick. And that is what's dangerous, because these people have a physique that was not built by doing this shit, or they don't really look that good. I see a lot of these people that do all these crazy exercises, and I'm telling you, they wear a t-shirt and shorts, and I really couldn't tell if they worked out or not. They look like, okay, they're an average body. Just because they can do a jumping lunge and press 10 pounds over their head, okay, great. Why are you doing that? Like, what are you showing that for? Like, I could do that too. I wouldn't waste my time doing that because I have other goals. It all depends on what your goals are. And like I said, there's certain applications, but it's different. Athletic versus aesthetic. Are you trying to look a certain way, or do you want to perform a certain way? Now, if you're watching someone that looks, follow me here, listen to this. If you are following someone and you're seeing them do a certain circus exercise, but they look good, the problem with these videos is people are attracted to that move and that exercise because they want what the person that's doing it has. They want what the person doing that exercise has. They might see that person's shoulders. Oh, that guy has great shoulders. Maybe he does. Fine. That's very subjective. It doesn't matter. There's so many people that do this. So I'm not even picking out an individual. You might want that person's shoulders or that person's abs. However, that exercise is not how they got it. They're doing something to get your attention. Fuck, I can go climb a rope or whip a rope and I'd be sweaty and my veins popping out. I'm telling you, pro bodybuilders and these guys that actually train, they're not whipping a fucking rope. They're not whipping rope. You know why? Because that's not what's building muscle. That's not what's developing their physique. There's different aspects. There's different aspects of fitness. Is whipping a rope going to affect your muscle mass? Like, is it going to make it disappear? No. Are you going to get a pump? Sure. Why? Because a pump is just blood being sent to a muscle that's working. So I can go and whip a rope fine, and it would make for a good Instagram video. I get some cool slow motion. I could do some cool thing jumping up and whipping it and going on one leg and doing switching lunges. But I sure as hell, I'm not going to fucking do that as part of my training program. Fuck that shit. I'm going to lift some damn weights. I'm going to do my yoga. I'm going to do shit that's really going to make me look a certain way. And that's what bodybuilding is. It's building your body. It's building your body. And again, this does not mean that that's going to be negative. It doesn't mean it's not going to help you at all, but you certainly shouldn't be doing that all the time if you're trying to do aesthetics. You're trying to build muscle. You want a certain physique. You have to build muscle to have a physique. You have to build muscle to have a physique. Otherwise, there's no clay to work with. You can't chip away and shape clay you don't have. You have to create that clay. You have to create that mass. You have to create that muscle. And it starts with basic lifting. I'm fine with functional training. I'm fine with functional movement. That's why I push yoga and mobility so much. I mean, but if you want athletic performance, that's a whole different category. It's very hard, fam, to mix athletics and aesthetics. Sometimes you can have some aesthetics come as a byproduct of athletic activity, but you'll look at a lot of professional athletes and they don't look huge, or they don't look really, they don't look like a sports model, but they're very good at their task. I don't know how many people want to look like Michael Phelps, lanky, slender. I mean, I guess muscular, but basketball players, very few basketball players actually look like LeBron James, big shoulders, like muscular, ripped. Most of them look like gangly and kind of like average in terms of their body structure. Even CrossFitters, right? They might look muscular, or they'd be biased. Some people look more like bodybuilders, but those are people that probably have more of a bodybuilding background or do more bodybuilding style training. Everyone's got their strengths. Plus, you have your genetics and you have your predispositions for certain muscles to grow. So we get that confused in the fitness realm, right? In the fitness quote industry, we get that confused what performance based exercise and training is and what it takes to look a certain way. And most people want to look a certain way. And that's it. Soccer players are lean and ripped. I would say soccer players are fucking skinny. They're skinny. Most of them are fucking skinny and small. They're not like tall. You don't have like 6'8" soccer players, maybe a goalie. I wouldn't say ripped. What's your opinion of ripped? I would not say soccer players are ripped. They're very lean, slender. Their legs are musculature. Ripped, maybe. They don't have a lot of body fat, but they don't have a lot of body weight, period. They're not heavy people. They're doing a lot of cardio. They're running all the time. So it depends. And they're very bottom heavy. Obviously, soccer players are very slender up top because their legs are jacked. But it depends on what you mean by ripped. Not everyone has abs. You see some of these guys take off their shirts, they don't look like fucking shredded. And the reason why they don't look shredded is because they're not getting judged on their six pack. They're getting judged on whether they can score a fucking goal or make a pass. And that's the difference. But that's a great point, Greg. But that's exactly, it's performance based. Did he score 30 fucking goals? No one cares if someone has a six pack if they scored 30 goals, 20 assists. Great. Peter Crouch. I don't follow. Who cares? There's always those people that have abs. Abs do not make someone athletic. Abs do not make someone aesthetic. It's just a muscle that's everyone has, right? Everyone has rectus abdominis. Everyone's got it. Everyone has abs. Whether the muscles are developed and whether you can see them, without the subcutaneous fat on top of them, that's different. Everyone has these muscles. So how they're developed and how your body stores fat and your hormones and everything, it's different. My point is, it doesn't make it one way or another. And as long as you're aware of the difference between performance and the way someone looks, you start looking at your own personal and your own training a little bit differently. Let's take a couple questions. Are there any questions on the premise of what I'm talking about? Does that make sense? Athletic versus aesthetic. What do you think about training with chains? If it fits the goal, why would you train with chains? That's the question. What do I think about it? That's more athletic. That's more performance-based. And when you talk, and here's another thing, fam, when you're talking about strength, you're trying to increase your strength, believe it or not, that's not aesthetic. That's athletic. Strength is a goal. Strength is performance. You want to increase 10 pounds? Chains can help. Bands can help. Negatives can help. But strength does not mean aesthetic. Look at powerlifters. You can go an extreme. That's what an extreme looks like. Let's look at marathon runners. Long distance, kind of fat, skinny, right? But obviously they excel at running long distances. So there's nothing wrong with training with chains, but you're not going to see a ton of bodybuilders training with chains unless they're doing a photo shoot and it looks cool. It looks cool to wrap chains around your bar. It looks cool to put chains around your neck and do dips. The fuck are you putting chains around your neck? Oh, you're such a badass. I got chains around my neck. I'm such a gangster. I'm lifting in an industrial shipyard. Everyone, it's good for, it makes it for a nice Instagram pic, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It looks good. It looks good as your cover photo, going like this on a dip bar with your veins popping out because your shoulders are extended and you have a big chain around your neck. Nice. Nice. I should train with a dog chain on. Nice. Let's see. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Bands, if set up right, can be tension throughout full range of motion, and chains from mid to top range. Yeah. Bands and chains. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. Those kinds of things are great for performance. Strength is performance. Let's go up on Instagram a little bit. I lost 110 pounds. I was really skinny and had a little muscle, taking it slow. Cool. Bulked a tad. All right. Do you count calories and macros? No, I don't weigh or count anymore. What's your opinion on high intensity? Have I ever done it? It depends on the goal. I mean, if you're looking for aesthetics, you don't have to do just run around, like sprint, do your cardio, like sprint, lift some weights, Interval training is great for sprinting. I love sprinting. I love work-rest ratios, but in terms of lifting weights, I'm not a fan personally. I'm not a fan. That got popular with CrossFit and, as many reps as possible in 15 minutes and just fucking crush yourself. It's not going to get you a physique. It's very high intensity interval training is more or less designed to fucking exhaust you. There's a lot of money that's being made on you feeling wiped out and fucking destroyed after your workouts. A lot of CrossFit, a lot of group exercise studios, spinning classes, group exercise, all these things, they make their money and they make their name for themselves by you feeling like you're fucking wiped out after a workout. Wow, I can barely move, man. I was so fucked up. Oh man, I'm out of breath. Wow, that's such a brutal workout. It's hard work. I don't deny it. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying I would be like, oh, it's a breeze. However, is that getting you where you want to go? And if not, it's wasting your fucking time. People want to look a certain way. They want to have abs and they go and they sit on a spin bike 6 days a week. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's going to fuck up your prostate or your vagine, tighten up your hip flexors and jack up your ankles and your knees. You can spin till you pass out. You get these people that are just obsessed with spinning. They spin every fucking day. Why? It's horrible posture and it's just repetitive movement. It's just like sitting in a chair at a desk all the time. I believe on YouTube, I believe athletic gains should come before aesthetic ones. Also, I think that some aesthetics would come as a result of athletic training. What's your point? I believe athletic gains should come before aesthetic ones. That's very gray area, what the words that you're using. Some aesthetics could come. Sure, why not? I mean, if you're lifting weights, it will get you stronger. You can call strength performance. I don't think athletic gains should come before aesthetic ones, because when I talk about aesthetic training, I'm talking about balance. In some way, I'm talking about performance. I'm talking about even balance between the muscles on different sides of the joints. I'm talking about postural balance and the deltoid, the rear deltoid, being as strong and balanced relative to the anterior deltoid, and the posterior rotator cuff balancing out, the pec minor and the pectoralis. You create balance. And bodybuilding, the way I explain bodybuilding, is borderline performance, because if you are building your body, I'm not talking about bodybuilding, building your body, you are evenly distributing the stress and your work depending, evenly across the muscles. You're not going just for, mirror muscles. You're not just building your chest and your biceps and your abs. You're doing things for strength ratios. You're doing things for postural balance, and you're doing yoga and mobility. So yoga and mobility, you can really, categorize those things as performance. But yes, exactly. What do you train for? And there's nothing wrong with anything. If you love to do, like I've already said, I think, CrossFit, for example, that type of training is great for emergency personnel. I think it's great for firefighters, for police, for military. I think it's very applicable because of the chaos and the randomness. I also think it's very stressful and very overloading and should be done carefully and be more properly programmed. And for the average person, it's classically and in common sense unwise and extremely high risk relative to what you need in your daily life. And you can call yourself an athlete or call yourself a warrior or a Spartan and do all the races, but you're not. You're a human being, and you don't live in that world where you're at battle and at war all the time. And when you do nothing and you're sedentary most of the day, and then you go to quote war, and you're not doing things properly and you don't progress properly, you get hurt. And I don't have to sit here, and I'm not making shit up. People get fucking hurt all the time. Professional athletes get hurt, and they train specifically for their task all the time. So there's a lot of chaos. You can't prepare for everything. The more control you can have, the better you are in terms of health, in terms of longevity. And I think anytime you relinquish that control, you're just asking for it. Why do you think all these extreme athletes and people that do all this crazy stuff, that's cool, you strap on a GoPro and you jump off a fucking cliff on a mountain bike, you see on Instagram all the rides that they don't break their fucking arm or break their neck or fall off the edge of the cliff. You see all the successful runs. It's extremely high risk. That's what they love to do. That's fine. But those guys are the ones that end up in wheelchairs when they're 55. So let's see. A close friend of mine swears by chocolate milk and gummy bears. Yeah, chocolate milk is garbage post-workout. There's a lot of people that's like some fucking horrific myth that got perpetuated. That's trash. He preaches by the sugars and fats. Getting carbohydrates after a workout is important. Fats are not wise after a workout because they're slow to digest. Yeah, but chocolate milk is just sugar water. You're not getting any benefits from the milk. You're getting the opposite. You're getting high inflammation and you're getting processed sugar. It's like drinking, may as well drink a Coca-Cola after a workout. And I don't recommend that. Daniel King, I was getting at least 2-mile runs a week as I've started muscle building the last 2 weeks. Can this hurt my muscle growth? It depends. 2-mile runs. I mean, why are you running? Are you running because you want, Daniel, are you running because you like to run? Are you running because it's preparing you for something? Or are you running just because you think you should run to, I don't know, you tell me. How about why are you running? Why are you running? Let's see. I hate those people, Jack on Instagram. I hate those people who do those crazy push-up routines. Oh, the ones on Instagram where the guys are just like pushing up, clapping behind their back and doing all these like, oh, Superman throwing their arms out. Yeah, it looks good for a 60-second Instagram video. But why? And another thing, when you see all these crazy activities and all these crazy workouts on Instagram, you see 2 repetitions and it fades into the next exercise. Chances are they probably did 2 fucking repetitions. It's all editing. Half the shit is editing. It's very easy to edit a video and make it look like one continuous set. I do it all the time for my tutorials. I'll do like maybe I'll record and I'll have like 6 or 8 repetitions. But if I'm talking for 2 minutes over a tutorial video, I'm not going to do the exercise for 10 fucking minutes or 5 minutes. I just put it on loop. But a lot of these people put it on loop and in 60 seconds, you don't have to stretch it that long. You just put a move in slow motion and then you get 30 extra seconds out of an exercise you could barely do. And then other people are thinking, oh shit, I should stack up 20 boxes and jump up and jump down from there. Yeah, cool. And then you break your ankle and then wonder why. Let's see what we got here. With the spins and crap. Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing but a peanut. Ronnie Coleman. Do you have any cutting tips? Yeah, drop the carbs, up the fat. It's common sense. Any cutting tips? There's no cutting tips. It's fucking hard work. It's really analyzing the shit out of your caloric intake, cutting out all the inflammatory foods and making sure your training, your sleep, and your hydration is on point. There's no tips. It's doing the right shit and fucking being relentless. It's very hard to get super lean, and it's not extremely healthy either. Just be careful. And that's another thing. Be careful when you look for aesthetics, because it's one of those things where it's kind of diminishing returns. Like, how lean are you going to get? How lean are you trying to get? Why are you trying to get that lean? You're not going to be happy once you get that lean. There's other things to consider. So I think athletic performance, I think being strong is important, of course. I think being mobile is important. Being, functional and flexible is important. I think having, good cardiovascular output is important. I'm not against cardio, but you definitely don't need it to shred up. There's a combination of do what you need to do and then also implement what you enjoy doing, because you have one life. So if you enjoy running, I'm not going to sit here and say don't run if you like it. If you're running 5 days a week because you think you need to run to get lean and you're just doing it because you have this idea that's what you need to do, I'm here to tell you you don't have to do that. So I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying you can't get lean by running and lifting weights, because people have done it, but everyone's different. And there could be a lot of issues that come from it. So I just like to, help everyone heed the warning and just be aware that there are things that can come up, like shin splints and knee pain and back pain and stuff like that. Michael Coates, get lean and say goodbye to strength gains. Yeah, if you lean out a lot, you're going to lose strength. Everyone's trying to build muscle, lose fat, and get stronger. Good fucking luck. It's not going to happen. That's not how the body works. It's adaptation. Fighting gravity sucks. I'm the old lady of the group, but I'm still fighting. Hell yeah, fam. Yeah, Hill. Yeah, fighting gravity. Just hang upside down like a bat. They'll send it the other way. Jack, seriously thinking about joining Swolenormous X. I have a question about the Facebook group. I don't have a Facebook account. Should I just make one? The Facebook group is great, like tons and tons of accountability. There's a forum for members on swolenormousx.com. But yeah, you can totally make one. And there's a couple people that have not, they don't want to use Facebook at all, but you can make a Facebook account and just make it completely private and only use it just for the group. And you can make any kind of name you want as long as when you join the Facebook group, if you join X, you have to confirm your email with your account. So if you want to have a different alias name or you want to keep it completely ghost and do like some kind of weird name, it's fine as long as you confirm your email. So that's no problem. If you have any questions, Jack, just feel free to message me, bro. But yeah, I mean, just Facebook is such a great way for everyone to interact and post, and I go live in the group, and it's just easy to get a lot of information and communicate easily. So yeah, we use Facebook a lot just because it's so effective. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I didn't scroll down enough. 360, just make a throwaway Facebook account and only use it for yeah, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. There's some people that do that. I understand a lot of people are trying to ghost, be like a ninja on Facebook. So no worries. I got to go. You too, Turtle. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. 360 wrestlers after a match in the Olympics would guzzle chocolate milk. That's where I've heard it makes sense for wrestlers cutting weight. Yeah, but milk, it's sugar. It's sugar. There are much better choices than sugar and pasteurized milk. It's just, yeah. A lot of things were used to be done, right? Back in the Civil War, the American Revolution, or what they used to do, bloodletting, right? When someone had like a wound, they would like inject or like put like mercury up someone's asshole, and they would say like it would bleed out. It would bloodletting, like it would leach out all the bad blood in their body from their wound, and it would actually just kill people. So they used to do a lot of things. So I know it's a big difference drinking chocolate milk after a match or injecting mercury into your asshole. I know there's a huge difference, aware, but just saying there's a lot of stuff that people used to do. I actually had this kind of thought. I was getting food the other night, and on TV they had some ESPN was showing some stuff, baseball stats and stuff, and it said, quote, it was showing some stat. You know how they do, okay, the top 50 stolen base records, or, this person, they're doing like an expose. This person has the top record, and they show, where they rank in the top 10 for all the players in the modern era. Okay. And I noticed when they were talking about baseball, and they said the modern era, and in parentheses, it said since 1900, right? The modern era of baseball since 1900. Now, fam, would you say that a player playing in 2018, do you think it's fair to measure that person's stats against someone that maybe played for the Philadelphia Nutknockers in 1904? How are those two things even remotely related? You didn't even have like a fucking telephone. You had like a telegraph. Didn't even have cars yet, or maybe like the first like Inception, right? It was like a mechanical horse with wheels. And you're comparing someone 100 years apart. Like the stats are completely whacked. Like literally the modern era of baseball should probably be from the 1960s or 70s on. Maybe even later. I feel like in the 80s or 90s, that's when like baseball hit like a different level. So just with like science and performance, just to compare, I almost feel like it's insulting. Oh, great. You should be really proud of yourself. You're so much better than, than Pete Jackson on the 1910 team. Kind of weird. Kind of weird how we do these sports things and we compare it to things that are completely irrelevant. Just think of the time period, right? Think of how much has been learned and the training. It's not hard to be better than a player 100 years ago with today's nutrition and training and equipment, right? All right. Hey Dash, was just catching up on some driving while gainings and missed a half hour of the Genevieve. No, it's okay. We're here. Yeah, I've been posting a lot. If you're not following me on Facebook, follow me over there at Swolenormous, of course. I'm posting a ton every day. I'm going through, and I think everyone's been enjoying that a lot. I'm posting a lot of throwback content. I'm going through my archives because I realized that a lot of people have just never seen these videos. You started following me in the last 5 months or a year. I've been posting thousands of videos for like 2-3 years. So I'm going through a lot of archives and things that I'm just digging them up. So it's kind of fun. It's just kind of like reruns, but a lot of great videos, like classics, like a classic hit. So I'm doing that on Instagram too, but of course, a lot of my videos are over a minute. So go check it out on Facebook and you'll see a whole list. The timeline is just a ton of throwback vids, and I have a lot more I'm going to be posting too. So just stay tuned for that. Let's see here. Oh, we got some more comments. All right. Yavin or Javen. I'm just trying to drop body fat and hold gain muscle little by little. So the people cutting at 200 protein and 250 carbs. Dude, you're throwing numbers at me. I can't tell you if 200 protein, like of what? I don't know anything about you. You're throwing me. It's not the same for everyone. I don't know who's cutting at 200 protein and 250 carbs. Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you. I don't know who you're referring to. But I just want to let you know that dropping body fat and holding muscle, you're going to lose some muscle. I mean, you're going to lose some muscle. I mean, it's going to go. You're going to feel flat. And the reason is your body starts going into a protective mode. When you're cutting, and this goes back a little bit towards the athletic and the aesthetic, if you're cutting and you're not getting sufficient calories, your body is literally starving, essentially. Your body isn't getting enough, right? Maintaining keeps it even. If you're not getting enough, your body is essentially starving. So think about what your body is thinking. And I put quotes, thinking. You're not getting enough to maintain. So it's not, the priority of your body is to survive. It's not to keep strength and keep muscle. It's going to keep you alive. And you're going to be chomping down some muscle. Everyone does. The reason why some fitness models and bodybuilders can get so lean and still look pumped and full is because they're taking anabolic steroids that keep their body artificially pumped, because that's not how the body normally works. It gets very flat and emaciated. If you want to see, and I'll write that down. Let's do that on an upcoming episode, because a lot of you know I've been doing some videos and picture comparisons. Let's do some shows and let's do some podcasts on, bodybuilding and like anabolics and natural bodybuilding. Let's do some comparisons between people that are taking sauce and people that are natural, that you can tell are natural, because someone like myself that's been in the field, you can tell more or less who's taking stuff and who isn't. And a lot of people that you probably wouldn't even realize are taking anabolics are. It's just the body doesn't get that lean and stay that hard and that pumped. It's not natural. So, Mark Duff, what up? Just got off work and I'm at the gym to crush it. What up, Mark? Have a sick fucking workout, bro. Genevieve, I love the throwbacks. Can't keep up, so appreciating the repeat content. Sweet. Yeah, I'm glad. And that's another reason, because I do have so much content on my platforms. If you can't keep up, you might miss something in the past. Papa Swole is bringing it back around, so you don't miss nothing. You don't miss nothing, honey. What do you think, Miss Jess 86? Let me see here. What do you think is one of the best workout programs? I do CrossFit and I enjoy it. What are your thoughts on CrossFit? It depends on what your goal is, dear. Is your goal performance-based? Are you in like emergency responder? Are you a firefighter? Are you a police officer? Are you in the military? My thoughts on CrossFit, it's very high risk, and a lot of people do it without understanding really what they want out of their fitness and exercise physiology, which is very common. I mean, unless you're very, very learned and educated in exercise physiology, there's the adaptation principle. So what are you actually trying to accomplish? What are you actually trying to accomplish with your training? And it doesn't mean you can't do any kind of cross training or kind of CrossFit inspired type workouts, but it depends on what your goal is. You can sprinkle some of these things in. You could sprinkle some of these interval training styles in addition to your yoga and your mobility and your bodybuilding type workouts. And it depends on where you are on your journey. Are you a beginner? Are you more advanced? Do you have any compensation issues? Do you have any issues with dynamic posture? Because that puts you at greater risk for injury when you're doing dynamic movements. One of the major problems with CrossFit and that type of performance-based, where you have a lot of people and you're trying to, outperform yourself, you're trying to prove yourself to other people, you're trying to show off essentially, and you have a lot of emotion and, excitement around you, is you tend to ignore injuries, you tend to ignore warning signs, you tend to sacrifice form for how many reps you can do or how much weight you can do. And you push yourself a lot of times beyond where you should, and you get hurt. It's simple. You can overtrain chronically and you can overtrain acutely. You can overtrain in a single workout and hurt yourself, and you can overtrain over the course of weeks, months, and years, and then create these kind of like tendinitis, tendinosis, and these types of overuse injuries. Let's see, Sir Alec Cushington. Check out my program at Swolenormousx.com. The link is in my Instagram profile. You're watching on Instagram, so just click on my profile, Swolenormous, my screen name, Swolenormous, and then the letter X, Swolenormousx.com. Michael, CrossFit doesn't allow your body to adapt to get stronger in a particular exercise. It's so random. It can be, yeah. And of course, there are individual CrossFit boxes or studios that may be programmed better than others. So there's always that possibility. But there's a big shotgun effect with CrossFit and fitness. And when CrossFit blew up, and it's still getting more popular, I suppose, but when it really blew up like 5 or 10 years ago, you had everyone opening up these studios, and there was a very, very low level of entry. So it's almost like the damage has been done, and it spreads so fast. You have so many people teaching random shit. It's very hard to monitor that. Let's see. It's quick, quote, protein and high calories, lots of sugar and carbs. It's really stupid, honestly, unless you're wanting to get a lot of calories quick and don't care about health, I guess. Are you talking about the chocolate milk? Yeah, but the protein is very low quality in milk, and it's denatured because of the pasteurization. Like, you're not getting quality protein from milk. And you're getting a lot of the inflammatory properties. There's a lot of like phlegm and mucus that's created from dairy, and that leads like asthma in children and can lead to a lot of inflammation in humans. I mean, it's cow's milk. It's pasteurized cow's milk. Like we don't even drink human milk after we're like 6 months or a year old. The Nolan Ryan era and on. I know that's what, like, 70s and 80s. Yeah. 360 on as a fast book. What was your aha moment when you decided to do the podcast and start the Swolenormous campaign? Well, I've kind of had this moment for a while. I guess I didn't have that lightning bolt aha moment where I wanted to change, where I just all of a sudden just changed everything to Swolenormous and just did Swolenormous everywhere. I don't know, late 2015, 2016. I just did it. My grandfather passed, and I kind of went over this story on one of, I forget where I talked about this. We can go and kind of do like an origin, like a Swolenormous origin series. But my grandfather was always he was up to date, man. He was up to date with all the technology. He had all the iPads, and he used to download torrents and do all that hacking shit. He was a gangster with technology. And he was always cutting edge. He was always next level, even ahead of me. And he bought me my first computer when I was 10. Like, he always kept me up to date. And when he passed, I just saw a lot of other people's grandparents and just older people that don't adapt, that stay in their little bubble and just, wither away and die. Like, they don't adapt. They don't stay up with the times. And I never wanted to be like that. I never wanted to fall behind. I never wanted to be that person that just, hold on, I'll plug in this phone. I never wanted to be the person that didn't, that was that old person. Oh, what is that? What's this device? And pick up a video game controller and be like, oh my God, kids these days. Oh yeah. I never wanted to be like that. I wanted to, always be, with the cutting edge and stay a part of society. And I see that essentially when people avoid, for example, right? When people avoid Facebook and they turn off Facebook, like, I don't want people to know where I am. I don't want people to, this, that. Hold on. Instagram, pause for a second. I was trying to plug it in. Let's see. Oh, technology. I never wanted to, or when people are, I guess, pushing off technology or brushing it off. I never wanted to be like that, because it's not going to get any different. It's not going to go backwards. The world doesn't go in reverse. And if you can't handle these changes, if you can't stay up with it, you can't adapt to it, you're going to die. You're going to be that old person that is out of touch with reality and eventually loses long term. You don't have to like all the technology or all the phone stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Let me end Instagram and come back. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what you like, right? It doesn't matter what you like in this world. It doesn't matter if it makes you happy or not. Like, that's up to you. And I just never wanted to fall behind. So I decided to because I actually pulled away. I canceled my Instagram and I kind of shut everything down. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to go all in. I'm just going to go hardcore and absorb everything and learn everything I can. And I did. And I still am. I'm learning all the time. And you can tell by like everything that I do with the show and all my content, like I just keep on learning and adding stuff and doing different things and making it better. Just little bit, little by little. Life is long, little by little. What's up from Panama? What up, Panama? Panama. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. All right, fam. So really good episode. If you didn't catch the beginning part, please go back and check it out. Athletic versus aesthetic. Bottom line, and hit me up in a DM. So I mean, if you got cut off, I was plugging in the phone. So if it got cut off and you still have a question, feel free to hit me up. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But make sure if you have specific goals, make sure you study. Look it up, Google it, send me a message, check out my content, look up my podcast. I mean, go on my YouTube channel and type in Swolenormous plus whatever keyword and just search my podcast. Absorb as much of information as you can about what you're trying to do. You want abs, okay? You want bigger muscles. Like, what does it take to get you where you want to go? How do you build bigger muscles? And then do that. The more energy and focus you do towards any one singular goal, the more energy and focus you spend towards one direction, the better off you're going to be. If you're trying to lose body fat, build muscle, get stronger, but get leaner and get more toned and do this, it's just you're pulling yourself in so many different directions. It's really hard to excel in any one of those areas. It's really hard. And there's a lot of great exercise, there's a lot of great strategies, there's a lot of great directions you can take. But not all of them are right for everyone. There could be, let's say, 10 ways to build muscle and do everything really effectively. Well, maybe 1 through 7 aren't for you. Maybe 8 through 10 are kind of decent, but number 9 is excellent. But you don't know until you go through these different ways. So the way I train today, and here's another thing, the way I train today is different than the way I trained 17 years ago. Big surprise. If I trained the way today that I did 17 years ago, I'd be fucking broken probably. And I'm not going to be that guy that's in a fucking wheelchair. I know way too many people that lifted heavy for way too long, and now we're all banged up and injured. So I'm not going to be that person. If I have any say about it, I'm not going to be that person. That's why I'm so heavy into meditation and yoga and recovery. So if I can help all of you start your journey and help all of you, do what I did, build muscle, have or get whatever you want. But if I can guide you there with that underlying focus on active recovery and longevity, I will be helping you and giving you the information and giving you essentially all I'm doing is giving you the content that I wish I had when I started. Because in 1999 and 2000, the interwebs didn't have a lot of information. All right. The internet didn't have tons of information. It wasn't everywhere. Facebook didn't fucking exist when I started taking my training really seriously. That's how early it was. My college is one of the first ones to get Facebook when it was only for colleges. Okay. So and a lot of people started lifting a long time before that. So yeah, you pick up or you start with old school habits. And I think that's the beauty. And that's what I really appreciate about when I was born and when I started with fitness, because I started kind of like at the end of the era where things were simple. It's like you fucking trained, you lifted, you did this, you ate like this, and that's what you fucking did. You want to build muscle? You trained like this. It wasn't intermittent fasting. Oh, carb cycling. Should I take all these supplements or should I take those? Should it be CrossFit? Too much cardio? It was like, you want to lift it? Fucking lift weights. Boom. Otherwise, it's like Jane Fonda, or Richard Simmons exercise aerobics classes like that just faded out. It was basic, simple. Now it's more of an industry that's popular everywhere. So now there's just so much, everyone's like, there's so much information. Yeah, there's so much bad information. There's a lot of people selling stuff, bar classes and all these Pilates and Piloxing. Fucking Piloxing, Pilates and boxing, wait for that next driving while gaining. I'm going to fucking rage on that shit. I mean, for real, Pilates and boxing, fucking pick one. You're going to suck at both and you're still going to be a fucking upper class white whore. Yeah, I fucking said it. They don't got Piloxing in the hood. for a reason. Stupid shit. Stupid shit that people do with their time. It's stupid shit. You need to fucking do the things to get you results. Do the shit that will get you results. Not the fad stuff, the basics, the stuff that works. Okay? The stuff that works. And there's a reason why at your gym, they have all the cardio equipment in the front. Have you noticed that? That every gym essentially has cardiovascular equipment in the front. All the treadmills are in the front, all the bikes. Is that the way your gym is? Just drop some comments. Do you think, have you noticed that you walk into a gym, Planet Fitness, all the cardio machines are in the front because it's less intimidating. Because it's less intimidating. You walk in, you see all the people walking. Oh, ooh, jing, 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 jing. The sound of those treadmills, the ellipticals. They're less intimidating. You don't want to walk into a gym all intimidated. Oh, I need to, lose weight and build muscle. I don't know where to start. You see guys going, yeah, come on, 2 more. Like dropping weights, like, fuck, yeah. Slapping hands and fucking chalking up like gorillas. They put that shit in the back. However, that's the fucking shit that works. Big surprise. So everyone just like hides on the treadmill in the front and never gets any change. Or they get a free session from a personal trainer who just takes them around the circuit and then keeps them in that fucking zoo loop over and over and over again, seeing no change. Like your style, geez, Cobra. My goal is great shape and proving that beer doesn't make a big ass belly. It doesn't. If you use it sparingly, you have a beer. Fuck it. If you can handle a beer and it doesn't blow you out of like proportion, like it doesn't destroy your stomach or cause crazy inflammation. You do an elimination diet and all that stuff, and then if you can handle it once in a while, have a beer. Fine, enjoy your life. You love beer? Who doesn't? Enjoy it. Just understand that it's not necessarily pushing you towards your goals, or it could if there's an issue. You do what you need to do, man. 360, your grandfather seemed like a great man. I remember your early videos. You were really focused on dedication and inspiring others by being on point at 12 every day, bacon or none. Well, yeah, I love the 12 every day, honestly. I loved it. But then part of me, I'm missing a lot of the audience, a lot of people that can't make it at 12 noon. Not everyone can make it at 12 noon. So I usually like to do it earlier in the day, but if it happens to be late, also it keeps it more flexible. It keeps it more, I have more of an ability to, to provide longer episodes and to set up a little bit differently if I have more flexibility. So if it ever gets more consistent again like that, or I'm able to do it, it's just not optimal. And it's very hard. It's very hard to be at a certain time every fucking day. So it became less and less effective. And, I'd rather not do like a quick 5-minute show and, whatever. So I just do it when I can. I just make sure I do it every day. But it's good. It's almost like a treat too. I think it's actually, you have to earn it. You have to earn the live cast. Turn on your notifications and be ready. And if you can do it, you can do it. If not, you catch the podcast, you catch the replay. So you got a little bit of both. I wonder if he had any Bitcoin. I don't think he did, but he knew about it for sure. He was advanced, but I don't think he was like, yeah, he was advanced, but he was also old school. And when it comes to currency, that's a whole other thing. Technology is one thing. People have been paying with money since fucking the beginning of the United States. So the way we handle money and the way we utilize money, even if it's digital and we have like credit cards and online, PayPal, it's still the same digital currency. Bitcoin and that kind of stuff is, still considered fringe. Blockchain's on point. It's just a matter of, what will reign supreme and, international laws and stuff like that. But he doesn't, but, I haven't found any like hidden hard drives with like a piece of tape on it that says Bitcoin, BTC. I haven't seen that yet. I didn't find any. Large amounts of alcohol. Yeah, alcohol affects, muscle repair and all that stuff. Back when pre-workout ingredients. Yeah, back when supplements were actually supplements. Now they're all dumbed down. It's caffeine with all these different flavors. Back when they actually put like fucking cocaine in your pre-workout. Oh man. The fact is that I started eating in order to get carbs from beer, but I had to leave bread, rice, and pasta. Yeah, get rid of that stuff. You don't need it. You don't need those kind of carbs. Sweet potatoes, fam. Sweet potatoes, sweet taters. Let's see. I love sushi. Yeah, I have sushi once in a while, but that MSG, like I usually get headaches. I usually feel kind of like groggy and bad after. I try to keep it to sashimi, but you know that fish is usually farmed, and I don't know. I tend to get headaches usually from that MSG. Would you say beer is better to drink than hard liquor? I don't really have any research or opinion on that. You probably get less bloated. It depends on how the processing. You know, every different liquor is from different sources. You have tequila from agave. You have corn. You could have wheat. I mean, there's different. Depends on. I think single malt Scotch is usually a little bit less of an issue for most people. I don't really know all the breakdowns. I mean, if you're going down that road, you're really just trying to look for a loophole. But I mean, I don't doubt that certain types of alcohol will treat different people differently. They're from different things. Just hydrate. Look, if you're going to have a drink, you know, if you're going to have a couple drinks, have a drink, then have a big glass of water, then have another drink because alcohol dehydrates you. And the dehydration is really bad for your body and affects muscle repair and all that. What can I eat besides sweet potatoes? Why would you want to eat some? Why? Why are you trying to replace sweet potatoes? Or sweet potatoes is one of the healthiest foods you can consume, let alone carbohydrates. You can have yuca or cassava. You know, you can have those kind of like root vegetable, starch carbs. Good evening. Where can I find a list or schedule of what to lift and when? Google. I mean, I don't have just schedules just sitting around, but you can check if you're looking for some full workouts, you can check out my YouTube channel. I mean, literally, I have tons of full workouts I've done. All you got to do is like scroll through or check out the description in some of them, and it'll let you know what I'm doing. So you can see full workouts. I don't have like full programs, but all my personal programs for my community is on Swolenormousx.com. The link is in my bio on Instagram. But I have tons of full workouts. If you're looking for a shoulder workout, an arms workout, or leg workout, you can watch one of those videos. Sometimes I have like the full workout in there, and you can watch the form and stuff. Sometimes I have it like sped up, and I have some music overlay. Sometimes it's the full content. I have instructional videos, all my training playlist on YouTube. But if you're interested in full structured programs and the private community and everything that my private community has to offer, it's Swolenormousx.com. It'll break it all down for you. You hate sweet potatoes, so you better get to like them. You don't have to like them to eat them. Are you allergic? You're not allergic to it. Why do you hate sweet potatoes? Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you just don't like the way you make them. Are you pro paleo? Well, I'll answer that question by I'm not anti anything. I wouldn't say I'm pro paleo. I'm just not anti paleo. I mean, I think there's something for everyone. I think paleo can be very beneficial for people, obviously. I don't know I have to look and see all the details, what they're saying, what's all pro paleo. I mean, there isn't much that paleo does, I think, that I wouldn't do myself. I mean, paleo is usually fat, it's meat, it's nuts, right? Vegetables and things of that nature. I mean, some of those foods might be inflammatory, but it depends on it really depends on the issues you're having, because there could be a lot of, there's some vegetables and certain things like beans and stuff like that can cause tons of inflammation in people. So it depends on the individual. So you can look at like a blanket thing like, oh, are you pro paleo? It depends on the person. You don't have to do only one thing. It doesn't have to be paleo this, like that's it. You can kind of mix different foods and kind of customize your own stuff, but yeah, you have to start somewhere. And the reason why a lot of people lose weight or lose water or see a lot of change right away when they change to a new diet plan or nutrition plan is because most of them, you cut out the sugar and the processed shit. So big surprise, you start seeing some change right away. Yeah, hydration's huge. Green tea you don't like green tea? It's not good for you? Or you don't react well to it? German beers, well, they're carbohydrates like breads in Europe don't have wheat germ agglutinin because they're still used yeast to create the bread. So if you go to Europe and most places and you have bread, it might not blow you up, but then if you have it here in the States, it'll crush you. So food and processing and GMOs and ingredients, a lot of different rules and laws in Europe. They're much more progressive and they're on top of shit than the United States. Why? There's so much money to lose. American companies, they just don't care about poisoning us because the medical industry just makes money off everyone being sick. So there's no incentive to be healthier in the United States. In Europe, they're much more cognizant of health, unfortunately, more than here. I agree, 360. That's a great way to eat a sweet pea. A sweet potato. Yeah, green tea has caffeine. Sure does. Germany is a free GMO country. Yeah, so they have, I mean, and a lot of those countries have that no GMOs, no this. I mean, you can look up the laws, but, and yeah, your body converts all alcohol into sugar. What a lot of people don't realize is in terms of calories, you get from protein or carbohydrates, for each gram, you have 4 calories. A gram of carbs is 4 calories. A gram of protein is 4 calories. A gram of fat is 9 calories. A gram of alcohol is 7. So you're almost doubling. So you're getting twice as many calories that you would protein or fat from, protein or carbohydrates. Almost as much as fat. My gym cardio is upstairs on a military base. You have to walk through the hardcore shit where people are getting sick gains to get to your treadmill and get no gains. Nice. Chad, you have a very progressive gym. I like your gym, my man. On a military base. No surprise there. They do it the right way. You want to make some gains? You walk right in the door. Boom. There's your gains. Damn, Papa Swole, I got to get some sleep. Get some sleep, bro. Get some sleep. You know you can catch this on the podcast, dog. My man. Where'd your beard go? Where'd my beard go? Or maybe what you mean is, where's my beard trying to go? Because it's just all over the place. I just showered. I definitely did not upkeep it. It's late as hell, and I definitely need to eat something before I punch in. Plus, I want to get this podcast up. So what do you think about the Vikings diet? The way they eat. I don't know how the Vikings ate. I'm not a Viking. I don't know all the details of what they ate. What, a lot like lamb, right? Lamb and stuff like that. Goat and things like that. Yeah. You got to tell them. Yeah, you got to tell them what's in the Viking diet. Look, I mean, sometimes it could be a name. This is called the Viking diet, or what they actually ate. I don't even know anymore. There's so many names of different diets. Just like you can just drop down the foods that they're actually eating. Don't forget, foods are much more processed than they are now. The animals aren't as healthy as they were. They're not like roaming the fields. So anyway, fam, I am going to be posting. I was going to try to get to some more stuff, posting some of my full workouts from last week. Over the weekend, but I won't be able to get to it tonight because it's 12:30 a.m. So it's actually the next day. It's actually Friday on the East Coast. But I'll be getting to a lot of that content tomorrow and this weekend. Going to drop a lot of stuff. So new virtual training in Swolenormous X. I have that all done. I have that recorded. I'm going to be editing and throwing that out there. And also going to be doing some more stuff for the Daily Swole Club. So if you want to get on the Daily Swole Club VIP messenger list, go on Facebook, send me a message, and follow the instructions to join the Daily Swole Club. If you're interested in my programs, nutrition, all my recipes, yoga classes, all the elite programming in Swolenormous X, go to swolenormousx.com. Link is in the post description on YouTube and Facebook, and also in my bio on Instagram. So you can get all the details. Feel free to hit me up, message me, live chat me, DM me, slide in wherever you want to. Slide into my beard and let me know what's up. But thank you for the late night Swole. I appreciate all the attention and everyone here tuning in and dropping great conversation, great questions, great topic. So if any of you know someone that is struggling with doing the right shit to get the right fucking results, and you know it, just refer them to old Papa Swole in episode 769. So tomorrow we're in the 770s. So I'll see you ASAP tomorrow for episode 770 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, and Slaycast, and Taintcast. You know it's true. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Oh. Thank you so much for joining me for 769. See you mañana for 770. Peace, McGee's. Deuce, Magoose, fam. Papa Swolio. Oh. Out. Later, fam. Love ya. I'll see you.